Okay, so I've spent some time mixing the track now, and what I'll do is just go through some of the elements and show you what I've done. So I've already shown you the individual breakdown of the drums, and it hasn't changed too much from that, apart from maybe a little bit of EQ and that kind of thing. So if I just solo the drums and play that back. So this is my drum sound here. If I just go to the chorus, or sorry, to the kick drum, and this is with some EQ that I've put on. I really wanted to enhance the low end, so I've boosted about 60 hertz to really give that thumping low end and a little bit of top end as well and punch. So with the EQ on, and that's with the EQ off. Done a similar thing with the snare drum as well. I wanted to add a lot more bite and crack to it. So this is the snare with the EQ off, and then once again with the EQ on. Quite a difference there. And I've done similar things with other parts of the drum kit. Probably the most aggressive would be the floor room mics with some EQ. So if I play with the EQ off, and then I've boosted about 100 hertz. Might be quite hard to hear that, but with a big system you should be able to hear that. So that's my drum kit there. So the next instrument I've got is the bass guitar. Now we've got two bass guitars. The first is the traditional bass guitar. And with that I've also added some EQ. I'll take the EQ off. You can hear when I take it off it's kind of lacks presence and the low end disappears. Put it back in. And what I've done there is I've boosted about 60 to 80 hertz, about 3 or 4 dB. I've sucked out some of the mid-range because I want it to be kind of quite scooped like a smiley face EQ. And I have boosted about 3K and about 8K, and that sounds quite nice when I put it with the drums. The other thing I've done with that is I've added quite a lot of extra compression. Now I compressed on the way in, but I also compressed in the mix a couple of times. So I used a distressor to just kind of even out the bass, and also I used the SSL compression as well. So if I take all the compression off and just play that to you. And then put them both in. And you can hear that kind of just lifts it up and evens it out so it's nice and smooth. It's quite a cool sound. Now I really wanted the chorus octave bass to have quite a pumping kind of clubby sound. It's an octave groove anyway. As you can hear, it kind of jumps up and down. But what I wanted to do is actually get the kick drum and feed that to a sidechain compressor. So every time the kick comes in, the bass will turn down. And what that means is that I'm going to get this sort of pumping effect where the bass is going woo, 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 this kind of pumping kind of sound. The best thing to do is probably actually show you. So this is without the sidechain compression. And if I turn it on, and I'll just make it more extreme. So every time the kick drum comes in, you can hear it kind of pumps and breathes. So I'm going to back that off a bit, have it how I had it, and play that back to you in the mix. Now it's quite a cool sound, and when it's played on a massive system, you know, like if you think about a dance club and the bass is just really, really pumping, it's quite a cool effect. The other good thing about it is it gives me more headroom as well, because I've got so much low energy coming from the whole track. I've got the kick drum and all the bass guitar with lots of low end. When all that collides, it actually destroys the headroom. So this way, I'm actually making way for some of that headroom so the bass can really be really big in the track.